Well, hello there again. And we've talked about dividing a fraction by a fraction. We've talked about dividing a fraction by a whole number. Now we're going to talk about dividing a whole number by a fraction. So let's start in with one. So let's start with a whole number. Do 5 divided by, let's do 2/3. And we're still doing the same thing we have done in the previous videos, where we keep our dividend the same for our first number, whether it's a whole number or a fraction. We're going to change our symbol, and we're going to flip this fraction over here. Okay, so what does that look like? Let's do this. So we're going to keep the 5 just as it is. Okay, it's still a whole number. In fact, I'm going to turn it into a fraction by just putting a 1 underneath it. So 5 over 1, it is the same thing. It's a whole amount. Okay, I'm going to change division to multiplication, and I'm going to flip 2/3 and make it now 3/2. And now I'm just going to multiply across. 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 1 is 2. In fact, let me back up a little bit. Let's do it the way I've been doing it. 5 times 3. There we go. 1 times 2. And now I have 15 over 2, or 15/2. Or if I want to represent it as a mixed number, 15 divided by 2 is 7, with 1 left over, and that 1 left over is a half. So my answer is 7.5. So remember, it's keep, change, flip, always in the same order. Okay, so whatever this first number is, whether it's a whole number or a fraction, you keep it the way it is. Okay, unless it's a whole number and we need to make it a fraction, we just put a 1 underneath it. Change the symbol from division to multiplication, and then flip the divisor. Okay, flip the divisor. And we saw examples of that in the other videos. So let's do one on your own. Okay, let's do one on your own. Let's go with let's go 6 divided by 2/4. Why not, right? Okay, 6 divided by 2/4. So remember, we're going to keep our divisor the same. In fact, we're going to turn it into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath it. We're going to change our symbol from division to multiplication, and we're going to flip the divisor, that fraction, 2/4. So pause the video and work it out yourself. Go. Okay, so let's see how we did. So we're going to keep 6 as a whole number, but represent it in a fractional form. So this is going to be 6 over 1. We're going to change division to multiplication. And we're going to flip 2/4 and make it 4/2, or 4/2. And now we're going to multiply across. So we'll have 6 times 4 over 1 times 2. And that's going to give us 24 halves. And remember, this is now a division problem. 24 divided by 2. And so 24 divided by 2 is going to be 12. And there's our answer. So anytime you have a fraction problem, you have these videos to refer back to.